This my two Satoshis, this my two Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah, this my two Satoshis, this my two Satoshis. Tune in and get the latest and greatest from stacking Toshis.
Hola, and buenos dias, GNGs. My name is Shrek with 2Ks, and this is my two Satoshis brought to you here on CBTV. In case you didn't know, the basic idea is I basically cover some crypto news and some non-crypto news, and it's the things that come across my radar, what catches my eye, or like what makes my carnival go round. And so I bring that to you, and hopefully I say something that gets you to think, gets you to question, gets you to look at this crypto space a little differently, as well as other things going on in the world a little bit more different. But hey, I can't change anybody's mind that doesn't want to be changed, and I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I'm just trying to say, here are the things that are of question or of interest to me. And I throw that out there, and some of y'all be with it. All right. Before I get into that, though, I do want to say thank you for the folks who are continue to follow the CBTV channel and the things that are being pushed out here, as well as the things that I'm pushing out through other different platforms, such as the Twitter Spaces, as well as doing stuff on the Gentleman of Crypto side. And yeah, your boy's busy with those kind of things. But let's jump into these stories right here. So this first one, I'm gonna say this is dangerous, and it's almost like, if the situation that wouldn't have happened last year, that what happened with the truckers in Canada, I would have been totally shocked about this. Canadian bank launches credit card linked to carbon emissions. I would have been like, hell no, not Canada. They would never do this. But that whole situation with the banks happened last year and the truckers and what Trudeau did. So it's, oh no, yeah, my Canucks, like, I love my Canucks to the north, but y'all leadership, y'all finance sector, they be on some whole next level cabal business, yo. So let's get into these highlights. A bank in Canada has become the first in the country to launch a credit card that tracks a customer's carbon emission, amid concerns that such a scheme could one day be used to restrict purchases. Understand this, y'all. It is a slippery slope, because at the end of the day, there are things being pushed through the World Economic Forum, the IMF, in regards to the whole green energy movement. And there's a video that's floating around, I think on either Twitter or YouTube, of one of the dudes at a meeting or like a presentation where he's talking about they're working to develop the technology that allows people to track their carbon footprint. And this is how they're going to look to control how people basically spend and maneuver around. Here you have it. This is the first Western country to deal with it. A little bit later, it actually mentions how Australia was doing something too, but nonetheless, right? In an effort by the credit union to display its commitment to climate action, Vancity will offer a credit card that links purchases to carbon emissions, allowing customers to compare their monthly carbon footprint to the national average. Here's what I don't get. So the national average of, like, how do you calculate that out? Is that only based on the people who actually are using credit cards of any type to make purchases? So here's the question. Is there already data being tracked that says, here's how much this person has used that is related to carbon emissions? When you're using your debit card, your bank card, your Apple Pay, your Google Pay, whatever it is, they're already calculating out the things that you've bought. The function is already a part of the system. They just haven't turned the feature on yet nationally. That's the issue. Or at least in my head, it is the issue. Nonetheless, though, this is actually going on. And if this is what you want, if this is how you want to move forward because it sounds cool and blah, 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 hey, more power to you. But when these technocrats and like their ideas of how you can use technology to control people come back to bite you in the butt, just remember, I'm some guy on the internet who wears shades and is bald headed, right? So nobody really listens to folks like me, but a number of us can see how this would end up being a slippery slope to being in a hell of a screwed up situation and having your ability to spend and use money as you would like be limited and directed. That's the other part of this. It can be directed. So other thing to note, according to a research carried out by Visa, we don't know what year this happened, by the way, more than 50% of the Canadians are interested in monitoring their carbon footprint. Now, did you talk to the homeless people? Did you talk to the brothers and sisters, the Aborigines in the tribes? And the nations, did you talk to them and ask them what they feel about the whole carbon footprint? Like, where did this number of 50% of Canadians agree to this? Really? Are we sure about this? Just might be me and my skeptical nature, but nonetheless, the point is this is happening. There's another part in here where they talk about how Australia, they broke out something in October at the Commonwealth Bank. Also mentioned, who was the other one? Oh, and in this one, you can pay a fee to offset your carbon footprint, which is the same shit they do right now in the corporate sector. You have your carbon footprint go up too high, you go to the carbon market and buy somebody else's credits who doesn't use all of their credits, and then you offset your joint. The whole carbon market is oh my God, it's a money grab. But yo, I'm gonna just move on to this next story and not beat that horse dead. But y'all gonna see later this decade how this joint get pushed out. And now jumping into this next story, when I first read this, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Someone paid 93 ETH in fees for a single transfer. This is crazy. So now get into the story. Data shows someone has paid 93 ETH. They paid like $93,000 of ETH. They paid 93 ETH, okay, in fees for a transaction on the Ethereum blockchain. Here's a likely reason behind this seemingly abnormal transfer. I'm gonna say something on why this is not, quote, abnormal. All right, here's what happened. So up here, they're talking about, yeah, at first glance, it seems like this is just some really weird fee situation, and it might have been because it was like high activity. So that's what this chart is right here. But it's not that it was congestion in the network. It is that this entity actually put this as the fee to pay. That's not what you figure out there, though. Now they go into a snapshot or a screenshot of the transaction activity as it is presented on Etherscan, and here's where it gets interesting. From the transaction chain above, it is apparent that the sender was an EVM bot. So let me try to zoom this up. Right here, that's the EVM bot, right? This is how it's being labeled inside of Etherscan. Okay, so the MEV bot basically is something that's used to do arbitrage and extract as much value as it can out of different transactions. It's basically the 1970s version of the whole high frequency trading thing with using algos that traditional Wall Street does now. That's what this is. So now, what is it? Bots of this kind keep track of Ethereum mempools to see in advance which transfers will be added to the blockchain next. Here's this EVM bot seems to have been working as an arbitrage trader, going through exchanges to map out transactions that will turn out a profit from the price difference listed on each of them. So the bot started off with around 0.245 wrapped ETH at first, then swapped out the coins for 35.7K MCBs on Uniswap, then shifted from there to 234.9K spell tokens, and then they finally went over to SushiSwap. This is basically flash loaning. This bot is doing a flash loan. I'm not even going to run down the whole rest of this thing. So now the question is, where does the 93 ETH come from? The idea was that once it did all of these conversions and it made sure that the arbitrage made sense, the numbers, the math was mathing, what it then did was it made the most highest fee transaction cost it could to outbid the other people, the other bots, and the other people who were on the Ethereum blockchain trying to do transactions. So what you have is it basically looked to front run by paying more to be the first to the line to be added into the blockchain, in turn executing the transaction. This is the game of what's going on right now in the space that a lot of folks don't talk about, how folks are using bots in this arbitrage game. And I think metaverse space and the tokenization setup of that is going to be the next thing to start, the next area of exploration. And not really exploration. There are folks playing around with things now. There's definitely things happening now, but that'll be another conversation and thing to get into. Nonetheless, that's what this basically is. It wasn't a slip of a thumb. It wasn't nothing like that. It was a bot, and this is an arbitrage bot. And it was actually a smart move because the bot started with less than 1 ETH and then ended up with 3 whole Ethereum off of it. Yeah, it was good numbers. Jumping into this last story right here, JP Morgan officially registers a cryptocurrency wallet trademark. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say it at the beginning and at the end of this. Whatever happens, let me get up close. Whatever happens for the folks who go jumping into it, and screw the institutional folks and the family trust people, they got all the insurance stuff to be able to walk away and still do what they do. But for the regular folks who go and jump into this JP Morgan wallet thing, y'all deserve whatever happens to you. And I say that on this, right? If you know that the who's in the club, the gate guards is out here doing shiesty stuff, the gate guards is the one who was taking advantage of you, you don't then go back to them and be like, oh yeah, I want to do this next thing with you. I'm cool, it's down. Yeah, let's go. No. Why? Because they're going to do the same dumb shit to you. They're going to take advantage of you. Anywho, so let's get into these highlights, right? American banking giant JP Morgan continues to advance in the cryptocurrency sector. So when I first read this, I thought he was saying like they made advancements, but it's no, they're continuing to move forward into it. Yes, that is what they're doing. They're definitely doing more of the, we've been here from the beginning. Oh, we was always down with crypto. No, you wasn't. And your man, Jamie Dimon, was trying to sway the market with the things that he was saying publicly in front of Congress and in front of mainstream news. But nobody wants to call him out on his bullshit because everybody, ooh, you know what? I'm gonna stop because I was about to say something. Nonetheless, the basic idea is they got the trademark on this particular wallet. I'm curious to see how it's going to work, if it might do any layover or confliction with Reggie Middleton's patent. Even though this is a trademark thing and his thing is IP, I'm curious because in here, where is it? It's down here. They're saying that it covers this. So according to the Conducis, this is the lawyer dude, the trademark lawyer dude. The wallet trademark for assets like Bitcoin also covers crypto payment processing, virtual checking accounts, and other financial services, including the management of counterparty funds for electronic transfer. So what does that mean for all of the crypto wallets that are already out here right now? They got to start paying a licensing deal for y'all? Is that what that means? I don't know, but if you actually, you know what, now I got to take it back. But then I'm also wondering, does this mean they're going to either turn out a wallet or are they going to buy another company and then rebrand it and be like, look, we got a wallet? Because they're not actually inventing anything in the space. That could be the next move. And the reason why I bring that up is because this line right here, at the same time, JP Morgan has increasingly focused on monitoring developments in the metaverse space as the bank seeks to upgrade and modernize its business operations, meaning we want to find other ways to make money in this new stuff. Part of the development has seen the bank acquire California payment startup firm Renovite Technologies, aiming to hasten the delivery of its cloud payment offering. Again, they're not inventing nothing. They're just acquiring the companies that are already doing the stuff, which means they could possibly do the same thing in regards to a wallet. And I'm gonna leave it there in regards to that. And here we are on this last story. And so this last story goes into the Oculus founder. And because I got into Oculus and I'm into the whole VR stuff and the metaverse thing, like I seen this, and when I first saw it, I didn't see an article. I just saw some sub-headline thing, and I think it might have been on like T or something, or it might have been IG. And I was like, wait, that's craziness. And then maybe a couple of days later, or a week later, I actually seen the article thing pop up, and I was like, wait, this dude really made this. But I didn't know at the time, because I didn't read it again, that it was actually the founder of Oculus who came up with this shit. Yo, y'all Silicon Valley folks, be real, bro. Y'all be real out there. Bottom line is, your man said, okay, so let me do the headline. Oculus founder creates a VR headset that kills the user if they die in the game. The bottom line is he came up with something similar to this, and these were actually explosives that were attached to the front of your head here on the Oculus system, which covered over here. So many charges, no matter how minor they are, that would definitely mess up the Kabasa. And so he was just on some, let's step up the games. I can see some people doing this on some underground market. Like this is like the extreme people who are into adrenaline rush, like those adrenaline junkie folks. I can see folks like that getting into this. And then the people who like to do extreme betting, The underground joints, I can see them getting into this. Arguably, by the end of this decade, this might be a market. I'm not giving no financial advice. I'm just some guy on the internet. Please do remember that. You got to be responsible for yourself as a human being, as a grown adult, as a person in various jurisdictions that might look to have legal liabilities over you. Just this right here, like, arguably, he opened Pandora's box with this one. That's at least my thought process on it. But nonetheless, I'm gonna close it out. Why? Because this is the end of my two Satoshis, brought to you here on CBTV. And if you don't know, basically popping these out once or twice a week, and it's about things that, you know, come across my radar. And I appreciate those of you who made it all the way to the end. Also, check it out, man. Doing a couple of different things. Like I said, it's the Wevolution, which is on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Check out my account or CB's account. We always have the postings about it. That's also with Crypto BJ and Yoga Boss, and we talk about stuff related to Black and brown people and things going on in this whole Web3 marketing or development industry. I don't even know how to deal with Web3 right now, honestly. And then the other thing is a Twitter space that I'm doing called Metaverses The Other Side. And yeah, that's going on Thursdays, 8 p.m. This is all East Coast time stuff. That's me and my boy 3D. And yeah, I'm just busy like popping out this content stuff and trying to make some things happen. 2023 is around the corner, y'all, and it's about to be a beast. Other than that, I hope y'all have a productive over busy day. If you cannot have that, at least be in a good place and in a safe space. And yeah, other than that, G&G's, one.
I ain't telling no lies, I just